Good, happy Monday morning, last day of 2018, and New Year's Eve is this evening, everyone. Welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to, so let's begin. First up, local woman learn they are sisters through genealogy website. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
Tis the season to save big on your next vehicle at Fairfield Kia. We've got the deals you want during Kia.
A big squeeze between two half-sisters, beginning a journey to make up for lost time.
I saw you when I was pulled up like this. There she is.
You see, Rhonda grew up thinking she was an only child. That is, until her daughter started doing some research.
She's like, yeah, I think you have a sister and a brother.
Turns out the two women share a father. When he passed away, Rhonda's daughter saw Melissa's name on the obituary.
I messaged her and I was, asking her if she would mind, talking to me about it.
I didn't know I had a sister out there, so it was a little bit scary.
Melissa says she knew her dad was married once before, but had no idea he had a child. She replied to Rhonda's Facebook message on Christmas Day. They've been talking ever since, but met for the first time in person on Sunday. The pair had just been missing each other for years.
She lived in Rochester when she was younger.
We grew up in the same town for our whole lives, and we had the same maiden name, Chase, and went to the same schools, and
never ever crossed paths. Well, we might have.
we might have.
I just didn't know.
You probably noticed they have the same bright smile, voice, and even finish each other's sentences.
We want to start doing a beach weekend every year,
Yeah.
just for us girls.
Right. And we have a ton in common. We both like red wine.
Dark chocolate,
Dark chocolate.
purple,
Reese's cups.
coffee.
Purple, that's right. And we joke a lot.
Melissa told us she had always wanted a sister, and that's exactly how she's starting her new year.
Well, now I have one.
Yes, you do. Forever.
And in another bizarre twist, Rhonda actually lived right next door to Melissa's mother in Rochester for several years. The two families unaware they were more than just neighbors. Reporting in Concord, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Person found dead after car fire in Hart's location. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Go to bed.
Sleeve, get out of bed. Introducing the Neuropedic Lift, a new high-low vertical lift adjustable bed exclusively at Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. Our mom loves this bed. Need we say more? Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Tonight, one person is dead after a car fire in Hart's location last night. Crews say they found the car fully engulfed in flames around 6 on Ripley Falls Road. They say once the flames were out, they discovered someone was inside. The victim has not been identified. An autopsy is scheduled for Monday. No foul play is suspected.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dog credited with saving 2 lives in Barnstead blaze. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
go to bed.
Sleeve, get out of bed. Introducing the Neuropedic Lift, a new high-low vertical lift adjustable bed exclusively at Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Our mom loves this bed.
Need we say more? Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
That dog definitely made the difference for those people today.
If it weren't for a family's deaf dog, this house fire could have had deadly consequences. The flames breaking out around 4 this morning.
It was early morning when we arrived. It was a 1.5-story farmhouse. It was fully involved. Fire was spreading into the L and into the barn. We made contact with the occupants. They advised everyone was out, but there were still some pets inside.
The 2 people inside were asleep, unaware of the fire. Officials say there were no working fire alarms, but their dog knew something was wrong.
After talking to the occupants, they advised they had no working smoke detectors. However, their deaf dog alerted them to the fire, which gave them time to get out.
You can see how much damage the fire caused. This smoking pile of wood and a chimney is all that's left of the home on Beauty Hill Road. The attached barn, the only thing standing.
We had 2 firefighters with minor injuries. They were transported to a local hospital. They've both been released and are home recovering.
Deputy Chief John Drew says this fire underlines just how important smoke detectors are.
That was amazing. That dog saved their lives. Without the working smoke detectors and without that dog, it's unlikely that they would have made it out of the building. Everybody should have working smoke detectors, whether they're hardwired smoke detectors or battery operated. It's always the best scenario.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Always get smoke detectors that work, everyone. Will save your lives. New Hampshire State Police stepping up enforcement ahead of New Year's Eve this evening. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Jessica Moran.
Tis the season to save big on your next vehicle at Fairfield Kia. We've got the deals you want during Kia's Light Up.
Well, Cherise, 93 is moving well right now, and state police are doing their part to make sure that's not just the case now, but also on New Year's Eve.
Each holiday season, we always have enhanced enforcements. More troopers out on the road, enforcing the laws, looking for impaired drivers.
New Hampshire State Police are ready for New Year's Eve.
We have enforcement details, DWI, speed enforcements, looking for, people distracted driving, violating the move over laws.
The holiday season is one of the busiest times on the roads, and it's also one of the deadliest. State police say 2018 is one of the worst years for deadly crashes. With over 140 traffic-related deaths, 2018 is far exceeding 2017's total of 102. The Office of Highway Safety says 30% of this year's deaths are drug and alcohol related, and troopers know that's not the only preventable issue.
I think cell phones are playing a factor in that, as well as impaired drivers, and there's more traffic on the roads. It seems like there's more around this time of year, with more people being off vacations, and obviously with the poor conditions of now that we're coming to snow and ice.
With all of those factors, police are asking you to take their simple but important advice.
Give yourself time to get to where you're going. Plan ahead, whether that's with a designated driver or a safe ride. There are many companies out there that provide that. Just make plans. If you want to enjoy the holiday, that's what we want you to do, is have fun, but be safe while doing it.
Certainly simple advice there. New Hampshire State Police tweeting today that their New Year's resolution is to save lives on the roadways. They're also using the hashtag DriveSafe2019 so that you can share your resolutions in the car. In Hooksett, Jessica Moran, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Everyone should drive safe all the time. Hopkinton family in need of new wheelchair accessible van. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Jessica Moran.
Tis the season to save big on your next vehicle at Fairfield Kia. We've got the deals you want during Kia's.
So this is where it's really tight. Like, no matter how I go to do it.
Lushante Salsi carries her 75-pound son into their vehicle every day, and as he grows, the task is more and more painful for both of them.
His rods are attached at the top of his back, so that's kind of like where I cradle him, and then his legs, and it's like a tight fit, so when I squeeze him in, his feet bonk the side, or his head, like there's something that always bonks because it's just a small space.
When my mom picks me up, she said, it's right by my magic rods, and when that happens, it's just like, feels like they're cracking sometimes.
The rods in Constantine help straighten his back and make more room for his lungs. He has spinal muscular atrophy, a disorder that weakens the body's muscles. His family is raising money for a wheelchair-accessible van.
To have him be able to drive right into it and get situated, and I have my other kids, so they'd be great to like strap him in.
While the family tries to raise the funds for their own van, they're also contacting local representatives to try and raise awareness and proper funding for others.
We're trying to legislatively come up with an idea that will put more funds to Partners in Health or a program like that that would cover things like this.
The family has set up a GoFundMe page. So far, they've raised about $3,600 of their $15,000 goal. You can find a link on our website on WMUR.com. In Hopkinton, Jessica Moran, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we will share the link with you on the Riley King Network Facebook page if you would like to help as well. China's market's 2018 performance was their worst in a decade. This year has not been a great one for China's stocks. In fact, it's been the worst in decade. NYC plans tight security for New Year's celebrations. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC 7 NY in New York City.
Time tomorrow, we will be just an hour away from 2019. We're live in Times Square with the last-minute preparations in place for a happy and safe New Year's Eve celebration. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sandra Bookman.
And I'm Joe Torres. For the first time, a police drone will keep watch over the party in Times Square.
About 7,000 police officers will be on duty, including counterterrorism teams with long guns and bomb-sniffing dogs. Police cars, sand-filled sanitation trucks will be positioned to stop vehicles from being able to drive into the crowd. Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang joins us tonight from Times Square. Lucy?
Well, Sandra, we're talking 25 hours and counting to ring in 2019. Whether you're ready or not, police say they are ready for the crowd that's expected here and for the unexpected. This weekend, it was all about prepping and practicing for that magical moment at midnight. There was lots of primping for the big party. On Sunday, the crystal ball got all blinged out with more than 2,600 pieces of Waterford crystal, cut in perfect triangles. Behind the crystal, more than 32,000 LED lights radiating every shade under the sun. After all, millions of eyes will be watching this ball drop to ring in 2019. Even the star of the show, Ryan Seacrest, was out on Sunday night doing a practice run. On Saturday, they tested the confetti and declared it Times Square worthy as it danced and twirled its way back to Earth. 75,000 pieces will have wishes written on them. As organizers do everything humanly possible for a picture-perfect party, the NYPD is doing all they can to keep the city safe. For the first time, drones will be deployed to give police a new eye in the sky. That plus snipers up in buildings, bomb-sniffing dogs on the ground, and a heavy show of uniformed officers. We're told 200 police cars, 200 cement blocks, and 60 sanitation trucks will form a ring around the party zone to keep out traffic. In fact, by 4 o'clock Monday morning, they will start shutting down the streets. Everyone knows one of the biggest, most hyped parties in the world won't mean a thing if the crowd isn't safe.
I think it's great. There's a lot of kids, a lot of families here. I'm here with my family, so safety first, and we're going to be okay.
Okay. Now, despite the forecast for rain tomorrow, umbrellas will not be allowed in this zone, nor backpacks or alcohol. So dress warmly, dress in layers, and if you want a spot close to the performers, you'll have to arrive here very early in the day. Wishing everyone a safe and wonderful New Year. I'm live in Times Square. Lucy Yang, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Okay, Lucy, thank you. And if you are one of the many not heading to Times Square to watch the ball drop, we have you covered right here on Channel 7. We are your home for Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest. Coverage begins at 8 o'clock, followed by Eyewitness News at 11 o'clock. Then back out to Times Square and Ryan for more live coverage of the festivities as we await midnight and 2019.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And let us know what your plans are for New Year's Eve this evening. We want to hear from you. 22-year-old woman killed by lion that escaped exclosure at animal center, officials say. A 22-year-old woman looking to start a career working with animals was attacked and killed by a lion after it escaped a locked space at a North Carolina animal center on Sunday, officials said. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your last 2018 Monday, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.